I met a lot of people with my work. I've been working over 30 years, or I've been involved over 30 years. I haven't been professional working with this for 30 years, but 25 plus something, 27, 28 maybe. But anyway, you have probably, like me, came across people out there that say, I don't understand this world. Why are people more nice to each other? Why aren't they kinder to each other? Why do they behave like they do? And then they behave exactly what they're complaining about. So what's that all about? Well, you see it a lot, you see, because people sometimes are afraid to look into themselves. I remember I was terrified to look into myself, because what if I found something bad in there, But what I found was my soul and my spirit, who is beautiful. I might do bad things, but my soul is not bad. So I think it takes courage and to look into yourself. It takes courage to accept your shadow sides and the little things within you that are not maybe on the brightest and the lightest within you. Some of us might carry anger, we might be disappointed, we might feel envy, we might be jealous, we might be, just annoyed by other people and how they behave and what they do. There are millions of things that can annoy us, but why is it annoying you? What is it within you actually that makes you tick? And I know that the more I found myself and are realizing the beauty within me and accepting myself with all my flaws, because I have a lot, I also have developed a tolerance towards other people. And I think the private sittings has helped me as well, because you're meeting people with a lot of issues, with a lot of anger within them, with a lot of sadness within them, with a lot of bitterness and all them emotions that I mentioned. But when I do a sitting, I see the light within them, and I ignore, for the first time maybe, my first reactions when I'm meeting people in my ordinary day life. Because here I'm actually tuning to the auric field and sensing the soul and the spirit. And then I try to find out what is it that makes them like they are, for example. And I always, all over them years and all them thousands and thousands of sittings I've done and read for people, I noticed that not everybody is evil. Not everybody has a bad mind or whatever, The soul is beautiful and is pure. So that have taught me to not judge people, because you never know what they're going through and how they might behave like they do to just survive in this world, to not crash down and burn. So it's very easy to say, well, just pull yourself together, and why aren't you like this and this and this? Well, it might not be easy for them, because a lot of people don't see themselves. And like I say, they complain about everybody else, but they don't see themselves, and they don't do the personal and spiritual development within themselves as they should do. And I think this is something, it is so important to do that journey within yourself, because I met a lot of mediums who are not kind people. They're very selfish and egocentrical, and they walk over bodies to get where they want to be. And they always think that my way is the highway, And I find it so sad when there's so much potential there, and they would be so much happier within themselves if they just have that little bit of courage to look into their own flaws. It's painful to look at your own flaws. It's painful to maybe accept that I'm a jealous person, or I'm envious something, I get annoyed with my parents or whatever, Why do you get annoyed? Why can't you just accept them for who they are? Why do you get annoyed and are angry or whatever, It's hard to work on yourself. And I suppose a lot of people doesn't want to do that hard work. But if you have the courage to look into yourself, to do the hard work and accept your flaws, you heal and you become so much a better person. You become more happier within yourself, because every human being in my book has flaws, we're human beings with an animal instinct, So you can't just be love and light. And in most cases, love and light is so nice to write and it's so nice to say, but are you living up to them words? It's better to tune it down, I think, just be you. I got so much shit in this business because who I am, and because I'm frank, and because I'm just myself. You shouldn't be like me, But if this would have been 20 years ago, I would cry. And I would feel sorry for myself. And I would wonder why they don't understand me. Why can't I just be me? Blah, blah, blah. Well, back in the time, I wasn't really me. I tried to be something I wasn't. But today, I'm happy to be me. And I don't care if people talk about me. Because this is solely about my life. What I'm going to do with it. I can't walk around in this world anymore, thinking, pleasing everybody else around me. Why should I? And be miserable myself? No, I'm wasting my life if I do that. And a lot of us sensitive people, I usually say we are like a garbage bin, Give it to me, I take it and I help you and I be there for you, and then you're just exhausted yourself, We need to put a lid on, And I think a lot of people have problems doing that because when they say no and they feel the expectations from someone else, they feel guilty because they want to please. So a lot of us sensitive people are pleasing people. And I think some people who not want to end up there, they put another shell on themselves, But regardless how you're going to go about it, look at the beauty within yourself, because there is a soul there is a spirit who tries to shine through. And you know what? It's nice to be nice. It's nice that some of you are so kind so you're stupid, like I was. Take that with a pinch of salt. I don't mean to offend anybody. But it's very nice. But when are you going to think about yourself? When are you going to live for your sake and not for everybody else? It doesn't mean that we don't care about everybody else, but sometimes you might have to think that you are worth just as much as everybody else, Do a little bit of a balance there. And I promise you, it's hard in the beginning. You will feel guilty when you say no. And you might come to a stage where you actually feel cold. Oh, have I lost my compassion? Have I lost my empathy? I don't feel anymore that with everybody else, And no, you just learn to stand aside from the emotional blackmail, as I call it. It's a lifelong journey to learn this. And it's easier when it comes to friends, when it comes to family. It's shit sometimes, Just look at our kids, if you have any, They can just wrap you around your little finger and every, common sense goes out the book, So, but that's motherhood or fatherhood for you. So I think that's okay. It should be like that. You should be there for your kids if you have them. But anyway, don't feel guilty by doing things for your sake. You're not here to serve everybody else and forgetting about yourself. It's balance. So that's just my little advice, and it has taken me over 50 years before I got to that balance, and I'm moving towards 60 soon, so it took me a long time. But isn't it nice that even if it takes time, you finally get there, And I think one thing that really helped me was my belief in personal responsibility. Because you can't take responsibility for other people's mistake. You can't take responsibilities for others people's emotions and feelings. They are theirs. You can be there for them, but don't bring it to your emotional system, because it will just eat you up. And then you're to no good. You're not only worrying yourself into the grave because of someone else, You're killing yourself on the way, and it's... Why? Well, it's easy to say, it's harder to do. I'm just saying. But it has helped me a lot. And it helped me with my family issues, personal responsibility. And I can't live my life as someone else want me to live it, you know. I would be so miserable. I have to have my freedom. I have to have my spiritual energy, you know. I have to live from my heart. And if people can't accept that, don't be around me, you know. This is just me, and I love being me today, as I say. So have a nice week. Bye.